Hello, everybody. I'm Nicholas from Pepper and Mint Off Road, and it has been exactly 1 week since we spent 4 hours out on the trail stuck in the deep, deep snow. So, a little bit of background. For 3 weeks prior to last week, we had run Switzerland Trail, and we had run it east to west as we normally do, and the snow was just not that bad. In fact, every single time that we went out, we just said, hey, the snow isn't really that bad. This is just a really nice, safe, calm run. And we went to go run it last weekend. We asked a few people if they wanted to go. Nobody was really interested. And it was Valentine's Day weekend. So decided to go run the trail just as a couple in one Jeep. That was our first mistake. Everything was going great until immediately it wasn't. We went from 8 inches of snow to 2.5 feet of snow in maybe 20 feet. It was really, really, really bad. Now, we carry a little bit of recovery gear. We did have a break-in on our Jeep a couple of months ago and lost all of our recovery gear. So as we're slowly trying to recover that, we only had some things with us. We had a 30-foot strap. We had a kinetic rope, a couple of D shackles, a couple of soft shackles, and a shovel, traction boards, and the winch. Okay, so went on ahead, hooked the winch up the first time, pulled ourselves forward. That worked out great. Typically, at that point, you want to turn around, but we were in an area where there wasn't a safe place that we could turn around without getting stuck again. So I made the executive decision and the bad decision to keep going forward. Whenever you get stuck in the snow, the best place to go is backward. Get yourself out. Um, Now, we didn't have the necessary tools to turn ourselves around with the winch, to back ourselves back out with the winch, mainly because of the loss of recovery gear and by not bringing a second Jeep to pull ourselves back. Lesson learned there for sure. Um, in that second snowdrift, we were buried completely. We turned two traction boards into four traction boards just because they snapped at the cold weather. And we ended up actually breaking the winch. So anybody that's got a Smitty belt winch, at least the 9000-ish series, understands that there is a box, a controller box on the top, and the mounts for that controller box are not that great. If you get the winch line piled up on one side or the other, or one of the screws comes loose or something, it will actually drop down into the winch line. We did have a wire winch line, and that control box fell down into the winch line and actually ended up shearing the winch line at where it meets the drum. So the screw that attaches it to the drum ended up shearing off. 4 hours of shoveling later, we made no progress, and we made the decision to go on ahead, and I hiked out while Noel stayed with the dogs in Pepper, and I went looking for some cell phone service so that I could call some friends and have them come up. Luckily, about a quarter mile, maybe a little bit more away from the Jeep, I was able to uh, get enough reception that I could actually send a text message out and send a text message to Gene and Amy and have them come up and assist us and see if they could pull us out. Now, remember, I had been digging for 4 hours. My clothes were completely wet. I was wearing a nice winter jacket. It was a great jacket, but all the rest of my clothes were wet. So in the hike back, the temperature had dropped so low and the sun had already started to go down that we were actually in some pretty dangerous situation. By the time I got back to the Jeep, I was shaking uncontrollably. I couldn't get rid of the hiccups that I had. I was just in bad shape altogether. And immediately, Noel went on ahead and turned on my heated seats, turned on the heated steering wheel, turned on the heat full blast to try and get me warmed back up. Noel had spotted another vehicle coming towards us, and it happened to be Shane in a G-Wagon. So Shane's got an awesome G-Wagon. I'll show a picture right here, and that's his RevKit. So go follow him on RevKit. He's a great guy. Recently moved here. Recently, I would say within the last 3 to 5 years. I don't remember exactly how long, but from Alaska. He knows the snow. He knows how to deal with these environments. And he is a regular that drives Switzerland Trail and rescues people. So big thanks to him. He does great work. I really appreciate everything that he did for us and everything that he does for the rest of the community. I know that he's up over a dozen recoveries in just the last week. So that's really awesome. Those are a lot of people that didn't have to pay to get recovered or anything like that, all just out of the kindness of Shane's heart. So Shane's got, as you saw, a really huge G-Wagon. It's on 38s. It's got an amazing lift, and it had the ground clearance that was necessary to get through the junk that we were seeing on Switzerland Trail. On the way out, we found another lady that had been stuck for just as long as we had. In her recovery, we do have a video of it. Unfortunately, we didn't get my recovery videoed. I was not in the mood to do that. Noelle was not in the mood to do that. But by the time we had broke free and we knew that we were safe, we felt a little bit better, and we were able to put some more effort into doing the thing that we like to do as well, is go out and recover people. So go ahead and watch the rest of that video. Again, big thank you to Shane, big thank you to Jean and Amy. We really appreciate everybody.
Yep, yep. Yep, yep, come on.
Are you in drive? That's why you want sandals.
Yeah.
Can you try pull forward just a little?
No. Okay, so we got her lockers engaged. And now we're going to try again to pivot her around. He's got his rig up there, connected to a snatch block in the trees back over here on the right. And then Nicholas is controlling the winch to try and pivot her around. Yep, here we go. It's gonna go better this time. Yep, it's going. Nice job. Oh yeah. Nice job. And she's doing a great job not going crazy with the thing, with the throttle. Now he's got her hooked up with a kinetic rope. And away they go, and he's gonna take her all the way up.
A couple of things that we've done to protect ourselves going forward. We will never again go back out with just one Jeep. Secondly, we went on ahead and reactivated the satellite communicator, so we have communications. I will not be forced to hike. And if that was an emergency, if I had done some major damage to myself or something like that with that winch, we could have been in a bad situation and it could have gone sideways. So this little communicator is worth every dollar that we're going to spend on it. And I recommend that anybody that goes out in the back country get one of these. And then finally, we went on ahead and built a survival bag, if you will. This contains clothes, food, water, everything that we would need to survive 3 days in the Jeeps for 2 people. And we also carry a similar one for the dogs. So we've got enough gear again to support us for 3 days. Now, we used to carry a bag like this. We got complacent over the last year or so. I think, just in being out there all the time, being with multiple people, our complacency got us. And this was a good wake-up call. And I learned a lot of those lessons the hard way.